My visit to the doctor. I am Jack, and I am 20 years old. Recently, I was not feeling well. I had a bad cough and a fever, so I decided to go to the doctor. I went to the clinic, and the nurse at the front desk smiled and asked, "How can I help you?" I said, "I am sick. I need to see the doctor." The nurse gave me a form to fill out. I wrote my name, age, and what was wrong with me. Then, I waited in the waiting room. After a few minutes, the nurse called my name, "Jack, please come in." I walked into the doctor's room. The doctor was friendly and asked, "What is the problem?" I said, "I have a bad cough and a fever." The doctor checked my temperature, which was high. He listened to my chest and looked at my throat. Then, he said, "You have a chest infection. You need to take medicine." I asked, "Do I need to rest too?" The doctor nodded. "Yes, rest and drink a lot of water," he said. He wrote a prescription for me. I thanked the doctor and went to the pharmacy to get the medicine. Then, I went home. I took the medicine, rested, and drank water. After a few days, I felt much better. I am happy I went to the doctor. Now I am healthy again.
Vocabulary.
Clinic. Meaning, a place where people go to see a doctor or get medical treatment. Example, I went to the clinic because I was not feeling well. Sick. Meaning, not healthy, feeling ill. Example, I told the nurse that I was sick and needed to see the doctor. Fever. Meaning, a higher than normal body temperature, usually because of illness. Example, I had a bad cough and a fever, so I decided to go to the doctor. Prescription. Meaning, a written order from a doctor for medicine or treatment. Example, the doctor wrote a prescription for me to get medicine from the pharmacy. Rest. Meaning, to relax and not do any hard activities, to take it easy. Example, the doctor told me to rest and drink a lot of water to recover from my chest infection.
Penny, and I come from a close-knit family. That means the world to me. I'm the oldest of 3 siblings, and we all grew up in a small, cozy town that's surrounded by beautiful nature. Growing up, we spent a lot of time outdoors, hiking, camping, and just enjoying the beauty around us. Those experiences really shaped who I am today. My parents are incredible people. My mom is a nurse, and she is one of the kindest and most caring individuals you'll ever meet. She's always been my role model for how to treat others with compassion and empathy. My dad, on the other hand, is an engineer. He has a brilliant mind and a knack for fixing just about anything. He is also the one who taught me the value of hard work and perseverance. Together, we've created a loving and supportive home for us. My younger siblings are Jerry and John. Jerry is a creative genius, always drawing, painting, and coming up with the most imaginative stories. They've taught me to see the world through a more colorful and artistic lens. John, the youngest, is a ball of energy and enthusiasm. They're always up for an adventure and never fail to make us laugh with their witty humor and playful antics. One of our favorite family traditions is Sunday dinners. Every week, without fail, we all gather around the table for a big meal. It's a time to catch up, share stories, and just enjoy each other's company. My mom usually cooks up a storm, making all of our favorite dishes, and we all pitch in to help. It's these moments that remind me how important family is and how grateful I am to have them in my life. Another thing that brings us together is our love for music. My dad plays the guitar. My mom sings beautifully, and we often have impromptu jam sessions in the living room. It's a lot of fun and great way to unwind and bond as family. Sometimes we even make up our own songs and have a good laugh at the silly lyrics we come up with. Vacation are another highlight for us. Every summer we plan a trip to a new destination. Whether it's a beach getaway, a mountain retreat, or exploring a new city, we make the most of our time together. These trips are filled with adventure, laughter, and unforgettable memories. Overall, my family has been my rock and my inspiration. They've taught me the importance of love, support, and always staying true to yourself. I wouldn't be who I am today without them. Useful vocabulary and expressions. Supportive. Providing encouragement or emotional help. Example, my family is incredibly supportive. They always cheer me on during my toughest time and celebrate my successes. Caring. Displaying kindness and concern for others. Example, my mother is the most caring person I know. She never hesitates to help someone in need, whether it's a family member or a stranger. Creative. Having the ability to create or think of new ideas. Example, my younger sister is very creative. She spends hours painting and coming up with amazing art projects. Hardworking. Putting a lot of effort into work or tasks. Example, my father is a hardworking engineer. He always puts in extra hours to ensure his projects are perfect. Adventures. Willing to take risks or try out new methods, ideas, or experiences. Example, my brother is adventurous. He loves exploring new places and trying extreme sports. Hi, my name is Lily. Let me tell you about my kitchen. It's the best place in our house. My kitchen is like a magical land where I go on all sorts of adventures and create amazing things. One morning, I woke up super early because I had a big idea. Today, I was going to make the most special cookies ever. I jumped out of bed, put on my favorite pink apron with little cupcakes on it, and ran downstairs to the kitchen. When I got there, Mommy was already sitting at the table, drinking her coffee and reading her newspaper. Good morning, Mommy, I said. I'm going to make magic cookies today. Mommy smiled at me and said, that sounds wonderful, Lily. Just be careful and let me know if you need help. First, I looked around at all the shiny pots and pans hanging above the stove. They looked like they were waiting for an adventure too. I decided to use the smallest pot because it was the cutest. I pulled it down and put it on the table. Then I went to the pantry. The pantry is like a treasure chest filled with all sorts of amazing ingredients. I found flour, sugar, chocolate chips, and sprinkles. I love sprinkles because they are so colorful and fun. I gathered everything and brought it to the table. I climbed up on the chair so I could reach the counter. I got a big bowl and started with the flour. I poured some in, and a little puff in flour flew into the air, making me giggle. It looks like fairy dust. Next, I added sugar. It was like snow, so pretty and white. Then came the best part, the chocolate chips. I love chocolate chips. They are like little pieces of treasure. I carefully poured them into the bowl. Finally, I added a handful of sprinkles. They made the mixture look like it was full of magical gems. I found a big wooden spoon and started to mix everything together. I hummed a little song while I mixed, pretending I was a magical chef in a faraway land. The mixture looked so pretty with all the colors and chocolate chips. But then I needed to bake it. The oven is really big and a little bit scary because it's hot. So I called, "Mommy, can you help me with the oven, please?" Mommy came over and said, "Of course, sweetie." She helped me put the mixture on a tray and put it in the oven. We set the timer, and I imagined little elves inside the oven, baking my cookies perfectly. While we waited, I couldn't stop thinking about how yummy they were going to be. Finally, the timer dinged, and Mommy took the tray out of the oven. The kitchen smelled so good. The cookies were golden brown with melted chocolate chips and colorful sprinkles. "Wow, they look amazing, Mommy," I said excitedly. Mommy gave me a warm cookie, and I took a big bite. It was delicious. It was the best cookie I had ever made. "You did a great job, Lily," Mommy said, giving me a hug. I felt so proud. My kitchen was the best place in the world where I could make anything happen. And every time I bake cookies or help Mommy cook, I remember that morning and feel like a magical chef all over again. Giggle. To laugh in a light, silly, or bubbly manner. Example, during a story time, the children couldn't help but giggle at the funny voices the storyteller used for different characters. Pantry, a small room or cupboard where food, dishes, and provisions are kept. Example, in the pretend chicken play area, children learn to store toy fruits and vegetables in the pantry after grocery shopping. Sprinkles, small decorative particles, often used on baked goods or craft for added color and texture. Example, during arts and crafts time, children decorate their cupcakes with colorful sprinkles to make them look festive and fun. Fairy dust, magical power associated with fairies, often imagined to have special powers. Example, after reading a story about fairies, Children use glitter to sprinkle fairy dust on their artwork to make it magical. Melted chocolate. Chocolate that has been heated until it becomes liquid. During a cooking activity, children dip strawberries into melted chocolate to make delicious chocolate-covered treats. Elf, a mythical creature often depicted as a small, mischievous being with magical powers. Example, in a storytelling session, children listen to a tale about a helpful elf who assists a lost traveler in a magical forest. It was a crisp, sunny morning when Lily woke up to the gentle sound of birds chirping outside her window. She stretched and yawned, feeling the promise of a new day. Lily loved mornings, especially because they meant a visit to her favorite coffee shop, the Brood Awakening. After getting ready, Lily grabbed her tote bag, filled with her essentials, a book, her journal, and her favorite pen. She stepped out of her cozy apartment, the cool morning air refreshing against her skin. The coffee shop was just a short walk away, and Lily enjoyed the tranquility of the early hours, watching as the city slowly came to life. As she approached the Brood Waking, the familiar aroma of freshly ground coffee beans wafted through the air, wrapping her in a warm embrace. The bell above the door chimed as she entered, and she was greeted by a friendly barista, Sarah, who had become more than just a server. She was a friend. "Good morning, Lily. The usual?" Sarah asked with a smile. "Yes, please. A large latte with a dash of cinnamon," Lily replied, returning the smile. While Sarah prepared her drink, Lily found her favorite spot by the window. It was a cozy nook with a comfortable chair and a small table, perfect for her morning rituals. She set her bag down, pulled out her journal, and began jotting down her thoughts. Writing in her journal each morning helped Lily clear her mind and set her intentions for the day. Soon Sarah arrived with her latte. "Here you go, Lily, enjoy." "Thanks, Sarah," Lily said, taking a moment to savor the first sip. The latte was perfect, creamy, with just the right amount of cinnamon. It was little moments like these that Lily cherished. As she sipped her coffee, Lily watched the world outside the window. People hurried by, each with their own stories and destinations. There was a sense of peace in observing the morning bustle from her quiet corner. After finishing her journal entry, Lily took out her book. She loved losing herself in a good story, and the coffee shop was the perfect place to do it. The hum of conversation, the clicking of cups, and the gentle background music created a soothing ambience. As the morning went on, the coffee shop started to fill up. Regulars and newcomers alike came in for their daily caffeine fix. Lily enjoyed the sense of community, the familiar faces and the small nods of acknowledgement. It was a reminder that even in a big city, connections could be found in the simplest places. Eventually, it was time for Lily to head to work. She packed up her things, took one last sip of her latte, and waved goodbye to Sarah, stepping out into the now busy street. Lily felt ready to tackle whatever the day had in store for her. The morning at the Brood Awakening had given her the boost she needed, both in terms of caffeine and a sense of calm. It was these small routines and moments of peace that helped Lily navigate the hustle and bustle of everyday life. And that's a typical morning for Lily at her favorite coffee shop. Useful vocabulary and expressions. Crisp, meaning fresh, cool, and invigorating, often used to describe the weather. Example: the crisp morning air felt refreshing against her skin. Tranquility, meaning the states of being calm and peaceful. Example: Lily enjoyed the tranquility of the early hours, watching as the city slowly came to life. Aroma, meaning a distinctive, typically pleasant smell. Example: the familiar aroma of freshly ground coffee beans wafted through the air. Rituals, meaning established procedures or routines, often repeated regularly. Example: she set her bag down, pulled out her journal, and began jotting down her thoughts as part of her morning rituals. Ambiance, meaning the character and atmosphere of a place. Example: the hum of conversation, the clinking of cups, and the gentle background music created a soothing ambience. Cherished, meaning held dear, valued highly. Example: it was little moments like these that Lily cherished. Community, meaning a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Example: Lily enjoyed this sense of community, the familiar faces, and the small notes of acknowledgement. My name is Masha. I'm 6 years old. And welcome to my morning routine. I wake up early in the morning. I get up at 6 a.m. and slowly stretch my body. I yawn. I get out of bed. Then I make my bed. Then making my way to the bathroom. This is my routine every day. I brush my teeth. Then I take a refreshing shower and carefully blow dry my hair. After that, I comb my hair into the place. I apply lotion and sunscreen to protect my skin. I put on my clothes. I eat breakfast with my parents. I drink milk or orange juice. In the morning, I take my bag and ready for school. I get on the school bus. I greet my friends. I sit on my chair and fasten my seatbelt. Useful vocabulary and expressions. Get up. To raise from bed. It refers to the act of waking up and leaving your bed. Example: I usually get up at 7 a.m. Get on. Get on a vehicle. To enter or board a form of transportation, such as a bus, train, plane, or bicycle. Example, she got on the bus at the corner. Parents. Parents are the people who give birth to, raise, or care for children. Example, her parents taught her to be kind and respectful. Fasten seatbelt. Fasten seatbelt is an instruction commonly used in vehicles, such as cars and airplanes. Example, please fasten your seatbelt before the plane takes off. To protect. To protect means to keep someone or something safe from harm, injury, damage, or loss. Example, parents protect their children from danger. Last week, I took my first airplane trip. I wanted to visit my friend in another city, so I booked a flight. I was a little nervous at the first because I'd never flown before. I got to the airport early, checked in my luggage, and I got my boarding pass. After going through security, I waited at the gate and watched other planes take off and land. It was fascinating to see how they soared into the sky. When it was time to board, I found my seat and fastened my seatbelt. The plane started moving, and soon we were in the air. Everything on the ground looked so small. It felt surreal to be so high up, looking down at the world below. During the flight, I talked to the person sitting next to me. His name was John, and he was a frequent flyer. We shared stories, and I practiced my English by asking questions about the places we were flying over. Talking to John helped calm my nerves. The flight attendant was very friendly and brought us snacks. I chose a sandwich and a soft drink. The food was surprisingly good, and I enjoyed it while watching a movie on the screen in front of me. The flight was smooth, and I loved looking out the window at the clouds and the landscape below. It felt like we were flying through a different world. John and I continued our conversation, sharing more about our lives and travel experiences. After a few hours, we started to descend. I saw the new city getting closer, and soon we landed smoothly. The buildings grew larger, and I could see cars and people moving around. The landing was smooth, and I felt a sense of pride and excitement. I couldn't believe I had just completed my first flight. As the plane taxied to the gate, I gathered my belongings and prepared to disembark. I collected my luggage and met my friend at the airport. Sarah was waiting for me with a big smile. We hugged and talked about our plans for the visit. It was so good to see her again after such a long time. I told her all about my flight and how much I enjoyed it. She listened with interest, happy that I had such a positive experience. This trip was a big step for me. It showed me that trying new things can be exciting and rewarding. I was proud of myself for overcoming my fear of flying and grateful for the opportunity to practice my English and meet new people. I learned so much from this experience, and it boosted my confidence. My first airplane trip was a wonderful adventure, and I can't wait for my next journey. I am already thinking about where I might go next and what new experiences I will have. This flight has opened up a whole new world of possibilities for me, and I am eager to explore more. Useful vocabulary and expressions. Airplane trip, meaning a journey taken by traveling in an airplane. Example, my first airplane trip was to visit my friend in another city. Nervous, meaning feeling anxious or worried about something. Example, I was a little nervous at the first because I'd never flown before. Frequent flyer, meaning a person who travels by airplane often. Example, John was a frequent flyer and shared many travel stories with me. Boarding pass, meaning a document provided by an airline during check-in, giving a passenger permission to enter the restricted area of an airport and board the airplane. Example, I got to the airport early, checked in my luggage, and got my boarding pass. Descent, meaning to move or fall downwards. Example, after a few hours, we started to descend and saw the new city getting closer. My name is Emma, and I live in a cheerful yellow house with my family. We live in a small town by the sea, where the air is always fresh, and you can hear the waves crashing on the shore. Our house has 2 floors and a red roof. In the front yard, we have a beautiful garden with colorful flowers. My mom, Lily, loves to take care of garden. She plants roses, daisies, and sunflowers. Every morning, she waters the plants and picks fresh flower to decorate our home. When you step inside our house, you first see the living room. The living room is cozy and bright, with big windows that let in lots of sunlight. We have a comfortable sofa and a big, fluffy rug where my little brother, Max, and I love to play. We also have a TV where we watch cartoons together every evening. Next to the living room is the kitchen. My dad, Tom, is an excellent cook. He makes delicious meals for us every day. My favorite is his homemade pizza. Our kitchen has a big table where we all sit and eat together. I love our family dinners because we talk about our day and share funny stories. Upstairs, there are 3 bedrooms. My parents' bedroom is the biggest. It has a large bed and a window with a view of the sea. My brother's room is full of toys, and his favorite is a big red fire truck. My room is painted in my favorite color, purple. I have a soft bed with a unicorn blanket and a desk where I do my homework. I also have a bookshelf full of my favorite books. My favorite place in our house is the backyard. We have a swing hanging from a big tree. I love to swing high and feel the breeze in my hair. There is also a small tree house that my dad built for us. Max and I pretend it is our secret castle where we have many adventures. In the evenings, we often have a barbecue in the backyard. My dad grills delicious burgers while my mom prepares salads. After dinner, we sit around the fire pit, roast marshmallows, and tell stories under the stars. I love my house because it is full of love and happiness. Every corner of our home has a special memory. It is the place where we laugh, play, and enjoy being together. My house is not just a building. It is my favorite place in the whole world. Useful vocabulary and expressions. The waves crashing on the shore means the waves from the sea are hitting the beach forcefully. Example, as I sat on the sand, I listened to the waves crashing on the shore, feeling a sense of peace wash over me. Picks fresh flowers means to gather or collect flowers that are newly bloomed or recently cut. Example, every morning she picks fresh flowers from the garden to decorate the dining table. Fluffy rug means a soft and thick rug with a texture that is pleasant to touch. Example, the living room felt cozy with a fluffy rug spread out in front of the fireplace. Do my homework means to complete the assignments given by a teacher to be done outside of class. Example, I usually do my homework right after school, so I have the rest of the evening free. Sewing hanging from a tree means a seat attached to ropes or chains that is suspended from a tree branch for swinging back and forth. Example, the children spend the afternoon joyfully playing on the swing hanging from a tree in the backyard. Roast marshmallows means to cook marshmallows over an open flame until they are toasted and gooey. Example, we gathered around the campfire to roast marshmallows and make s'mores. A day with my lovely puppy. One sunny morning, I woke up to the sound of soft barking. It was my lovely puppy Bella. She was so excited to start the day. Bella is a small, fluffy puppy with brown and white fur and big, shiny eyes. She always makes me smile. First, I took Bella outside for a walk. She loves walking in the park near our house. Bella sniffed every flowers and chased after butterflies. She even found a stick and carried it in her mouth all the way. Good girl, Bella, I said as she wagged her tail happily. After our walk, it was time for breakfast. I gave Bella her favorite food, chicken and rice. She ate it quickly and then licked her bowl clean. While she ate, I had my breakfast too. We always eat together in the kitchen. Next, we played with Bella's toys. She has many toys, but her favorite is a yellow ball. I threw the ball, and Bella ran after it, bringing it back to me every time. We played fetch for a long time. Bella is very fast and loves to run. In the afternoon, Bella and I went to visit my friend Sarah. Sarah has a puppy named Max. Max is a little bigger than Bella, but they get along very well. They played in Sarah's garden, running and jumping around. Sarah and I watched them and laughed at their funny games. When we got home, Bella was tired. I gave her a bath to clean off the dirt from playing outside. She loves water and enjoys her bath. After her bath, I dried her with a towel, and she looked so fluffy and cute. In the evening, we sat on the sofa together. Bella curled up next to me while I watched TV. She looked so peaceful and happy. Before bed, I gave Bella a treat and put her in a cozy bed. "Good night, Bella," I whispered. She closed her eyes and fell asleep quickly. Spending a day with Bella is always full of fun and love. She is my best friend, and I am so happy to have her. Every day with Bella is a special day. And that's a story about my lovely puppy, Bella. Useful vocabulary and expressions. Puppy, meaning a young dog. Example, Bella is my lovely puppy who loves to play with her yellow ball. Wag, meaning to move a tail or finger rapidly back and forth. Example, Bella wags her tail happily when she sees me. Fetch, meaning to go after and bring back something. Example, I threw the yellow ball and Bella ran to fetch it. Cozy, meaning warm, comfortable, and safe. Example, Bella sleeps in her cozy bed every night. Treat, meaning a small piece of food given to an animal as a reward. Example, I gave Bella a treat before she went to bed.